So this is the video for doing your own epoxy countertops or epoxy floors or anything like that. This is just the countertop kit. If you've ever wanted to do your own, this is very easy and it's affordable, and this stuff is absolutely awesome. And they must have about 300 or more different kits and colors that you can get as far as the epoxy itself. But this is our primer. I'm going to go ahead and do a dark primer because we're doing a dark kit. You just want to make sure you're getting good coverage. This is the second coat. Didn't really need to, I believe, film it all, but I just wanted to show you a little bit so you didn't think you were missing out on any of these steps. But you're just going to go through, make sure it's all spread nice and even so you don't have any, high ridges or anything like that. I prefer not to do any sanding after priming, just for the dust and having lack of adhesion. But we're going to go on into epoxy now, at least getting ready for that. So let's go ahead and tape up these edges. You're going to go through with some kind of painter's tape first, masking tape, something like that. Paint through our tape on all the outside edges, and then go through with, once it's nice, you want to make sure it's, you push it on real good, but then you go through with a good duct tape, something strong, Gorilla tape, and you put that on the backing of the masking tape just to make it be a little bit more solid and not actually want to fold over like the masking tape would. So we'll go through, get the duct tape on. This is actually Gorilla tape, really wide Gorilla tape. And you push it, you want to make sure all your edges are stuck really good because you don't want that epoxy peeling it away when you start pouring. Again, I'm just going through, making sure everything is held tight. On the inside of this is for a stove top, glass stove top. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit of caulking here just to seal up that inner side. Like I said, the stove top's going to sit down inside there. All this is going to be covered. So I want to be able to peel that out after effect. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean that up. That way the epoxy pours right against it, but it isn't leaking down on the inside of that. Okay, let's go ahead and mix our epoxy. So this is the Stone Coat Countertops mix, which is my favorite. I've used almost all of them, I believe. There might be some newer ones out that, like I said, are new to the game that I haven't actually caught on to yet. But as far as the ones that have been out for a while, I've used almost all of them. Stone Coat, at least as far as kitchen and things like that, they're absolutely my favorite. It's a great product. This is the black marble kit that we're doing here. It's, I don't know, I like it. I have a couple different tricks I'm going to show you. But we're just going to go ahead and mix up this epoxy. And you want to mix it thoroughly. I believe on high, you want to mix it for at least a minute. Now, obviously, these videos are sped up, but I am mixing for quite a while there. Now I'm going to put just a touch into a little container so I can create a little bit of white. And then the rest of this is going to be black. Now, as you can see right there on the plastic in front of the bucket next to my knife, I have two packages of powder. One's a black powder and one's a white powder. They're, it's basically kind of like a glitterati. But it really makes, when you hit that with the rubbing alcohol at the end, which is what you do to get rid of the air bubbles and whatnot, it really makes it stand out and actually look like stone. So I'm going to use the black in the black mix, and I'm going to put a little bit of the white into the white mix. But then I'm also going to do something different with the white to set this one off. But we're going to go ahead and pour it out. Just try to spread it around, as evenly as possible when you are spreading it out, or when you are dumping it out. And then I like to take just a little bitty V-notched blade that I got right there, and just move that base around. And right now, this is about a 1/4 inch thick, so you got plenty to move around. And then you're just gonna slightly bring it to the edges. You don't want too much leaning on that tape right away. You want it just barely kind of sitting there. And you want it to all level out and start doing its own thing. And then this, then it'll work on its own. Again, it's one of the self-leveling things about it. It's just, it works on its own, and it's just a beautiful product. Now, we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of the grain, kind of, is what I'm doing here. Like, if it had some white grain running through a black marble slab, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of aesthetic with, some little small drops around. I'm going to go ahead and hit it with regular rubbing alcohol just to make it level out and get rid of the air bubbles. But now I'm going to go ahead and mix in some of that other glitter and just spray that on there. Mix it up real good. And then you'll see what happens this next time when I spray it. It's just going to fan out and kind of gray up on it a little bit. And it's just beautiful. But again, I think I'm kind of just a biased opinion of this stuff. I do this in my houses. I do this all over. I'm leaning that bucket up right there just because that tape's already wanting to fold. So I'm just trying to hold it. But there you go. You can see the difference in that. I spray it down. Gave it just a touch of gray, but it's really not. You can see here. Now we're going to go ahead and peel the tape away. And right here, after you peel the tape away, this is called breaking the tension or breaking the friction. Everywhere that you have where it actually hasn't covered the outside edge, just go ahead and rub that in. Go ahead and get it wet. That way it can flow freely. And you'll see some spots like right here. This right here is going to flow down. And it's going to look like natural stone when that gray rolls down over that edge. But see all along here where it's just got a rolled edge and it's got drips on it. You want to go ahead and break all those drips. That way it's just smooth, and it'll turn smooth as glass in the end. Again, right there on the corners are the worst spots. Doesn't really flow over the corner as much as it does on the edge, so you want to make sure you get that corner real well. But yeah, we'll go over here, and again, one more. Look at that whole edge, just needs to be broken. Break that surface tension there. You see anything that isn't got a little bit of epoxy on it, touch it up, add a little bit. Try to use something that's close to where, the same stuff, that's where it's draining off, so you're not mixing colors. But there you go. I mean, just the smoothest glass. I don't know if you can see real well, but I mean, it's just looks, authentic stone. But I mean, we just poured it out. We're going to let it cure. But yeah, you guys could do this by yourself. I hope you like it and subscribe.